Bonjour everyone, welcome to another episode, and today we're going to be doing the regular activity of a little diecast showcase. So today I thought, after a couple comments on my previous video, I thought I'd pull out the small collection of Siku that I have, and that I've already shown a couple of. I thought I'd show you, the other vehicles that I have from this brand. So there's going to be a couple loose ones, but mostly they're still in package. And Sikus are slightly larger than the 1/64 scale or 3-inch measurement that we're used to seeing. So yeah, slightly larger, but not a whole lot more. So what I'm going to do, I thought I'd start off with a small recap basically of the models that I had already shown. There's not a whole lot basically. I had only shown two so far of the Sikus that are loose. So I had previously shown in my diecast scale comparison video this E92 M3 Coupe in white. So there you go. This one had already been shown off. If ever you want to see the full video on that, don't hesitate to go through the list of videos that I've put out. Should be close to the end of the list. And the other one that we had already looked at a little bit was the one that I had shown for the recent manufacturer showcase for BMW. So another Siku Beamer here, the E60 5 Series in blue, 545i with the tow hitch, nice blue metallic on tan interior. So yeah, these two we had already seen. I'm going to show you, I think the only other loose Siku that I actually have currently, which would be this one here. And I think this is probably the first Siku I bought. This was an eBay purchase from probably the late 2000s. No, couldn't be late 2000s. Well, maybe mid 2010s, like around 2015, 2014, something like that. I had purchased this little Alfa Romeo 4C coupe, and this literally was released pretty much when this car came out on the market. So whenever it came out on the market first year, well, this is when I picked up this model. Really nicely done. Even the Alfa Romeo logo in the back is super nice, very well detailed. Lensed tails, lensed fronts, opening doors, black interior. About that, slightly dusty. A little bit of cat hair in there, but yeah, so nicely reproduced dashboard. Steering wheel is not too bad. Obviously, you've got the infamous Siku wheels that do come back a whole lot, as you can see. What I like though is these are the older ones that actually are hollow. You can actually see air through them, as opposed to this one that we kind of filled it out a little bit. But yeah, so very nice looking car in real life, as it is in diecast form. You know, super light, mid-engine, turbo 4, 240 horsepower, and it does 0 to 60 in what, barely over 4 seconds. So fully carbon fiber bonded panels, just like a Lotus Elise basically, but you know, Italian flair instead of the British flair. So there you go. show you the base quickly before moving on to the carded stuff. Here you go. So as usual, 240 PS, 4-cylinder, 178 kilowatt, which is roughly 240 horsepower, 1742 cubic centimeters, so 1.75 liters, or the infamous 1750. Max power is at 8,000 RPM and 250 kilometer an hour top speed. So there you go. Very cool. So I'll put that one there. And yeah, we'll go on to the carded stuff now. So we'll start with some really familiar vehicles, basically. Now, Siku is a German brand. I've already talked about a little bit. Many others have as well. I mean, we're talking about a brand that is mainly directed at toys, producing toys specifically. So obviously, we're not talking about the most accurate, be it in scale or detail, but we're talking about extremely sturdy construction. I have yet to encounter one that doesn't have rubber tires. We're talking about opening parts, hitches. There's a bunch of sets basically that you can get from Siku. And I actually picked up the most recent Siku catalog, basically, so we can flip through that afterwards if ever you'd like to see the extent of the Siku range, and or if you're not familiar with the said range. So yeah, let's start with a quick showcase. There's not a whole lot. I mean, I have probably a dozen Sikus total, so you have 3 in front of you. First one I'm going to show you is the Jeep Wrangler. So, it's a Jeep Wrangler. My favorite configuration for a Jeep Wrangler. I mean, 2-door, soft top, no frills, as a Jeep should be. Not a big Jeep fan, but this one's really well done. Open top, gray interior, black roll bar. This one has painted fronts, as opposed to the lensed ones. But again, the glass portion is limited only to the windshield, so it's kind of normal. Wheels are actually quite accurate. They look like sport, the TJ Sport wheels basically, or something like that. Mirrors are there as well. The rear lights are also painted from what I can see. Yep. And you have a tow hitch. Feature that's really cool because Siku does have a lot of accessories and things like that, basically sets that you can mix and match with the vehicles in question. So yeah, so this is it's a much older eBay pickup. Basically, it's older than the 4C. I'm not even sure anymore. It's been so long, but let's say it's probably 7 to 10 years, so somewhere in that range. Jeep Wrangler. Next up, staying in Mopar. And actually, there's 3 of these that I bought all at the same time, and literally because they're all Mopars. But let's go with number 2 of the Mopar lineup here. This would be Dodge Viper. This would be a coupe, obviously, GTS. White with the black stripes. Lens headlights on this one. Black multi-spokes. Red interior, which is really cool. Nice lens tails as well. Lacking slightly in detail, in my personal opinion, for the vents in the back, but I mean, that's something that's really easy to add anyway, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, very well done. Proportions are accurate, and these you'll my personal gauge says 155 scale for these, so slightly larger, but not if it's not completely out of place. It's just it may not display as well as you'd like there if you place some Siku next to some Hot Wheels or Majorette or Matchbox or anything like that, based other main lines. So next up and last of the American cars that I have from Siku, which Challenger SRT Hellcat. Please excuse the, I don't show these a whole lot because, I mean, Siku, one, people don't really know Siku a lot here. And two, they're not really interested because they are kind of pricey in comparison to what you'd find for other mainlines. So here's your front with the nice painted details. You've got some black rims again, double 5 spokes, trailer hitch surprisingly, and yeah, so nice little car. I got this one because of the lime green, and it's very well executed, honestly. All the cues are there, you know, opening doors, rubber tires, details are, oops, sorry about that, details are really good, but it's really the color that got me on this, the acid green or lime green. Really nice, really nice. All right, next up, speaking of that lime green, it's one of my more recent ones. This is a fairly recent release, I think from last year, maybe the year before. And yeah, Lotus Elise. Love this color on a Lotus Elise. Probably my favorite color on a Lotus Elise. And this is like the latest gen Elise with the facelift. Again, the infamous 5 spokes in black this time. Look at that rear. It's really well done. Got a license plate that's cast into the bumper. Nice splitter on the back too. It's actually my first time taking a good look at it since I bought it. Very nice. I think that the roof panel may be removable. No opening doors on this one, clearly, but I do believe that the target top is probably removable. It's probably a moving part. Either way, we'll have to check and see eventually, but I'm not unboxing anything today, unfortunately. Alright, so next up we have let's see, something a little bit more common. Well, common. Probably something that's not going to look anything exotic, but still a model we don't have here. So the Mercedes-Benz, oh, actually, no, we do have this one here. The GLA45. It's the only GLA that I have, let alone a 45. But cool little thing with the 340 some horsepower 2-liter turbo with the 4MATIC all-wheel drive. Fast kind of little SUV. Unassuming, but really fast. I mean, we have the A-Class from Hot Wheels, right? It's a regular vehicle, not an AMG. And I did pick up the facelifted version of the A-Class, same as Hot Wheels, but the AMG version, but from Majorette. I'll have to show you eventually in a Majorette showcase. But this one, I love this, the bright silver. Sparkles are really nice, as you can see. Black rims, again, same rims as the Challenger I showed you before. Double 5 spokes in black. Opening doors, lensed fronts, nice Mercedes logo and license plate. Painted rear details though on this one, and you do have a tow hook again. Got all the badging, GLA45, AMG, everything, the 3-point star. And the GLA does indeed come with a big wing, which is nicely reproduced and not overly big or overly thick, which is great, because that's sometimes I have a gripe sometimes with the Hot Wheels, like GTLM cars and whatnot, that end up having huge spoilers. I would have kind of enjoyed maybe a sunroof on this one. I don't know. But yeah, no biggie, honestly. Alright, next up we have something that's probably a little bit more obscure for most. We have here a Wessman GT MF4. So this is like a neo-retro sport coupe built in Germany. The MF4 is one rung below the top spec MF5 that was available at the period. The GT literally just stands for a coupe version, as you can see. The really sloping rear line really gives like, you know, kind of like Jaguar E-Type or, you know, that kind of vibe. If we're talking proportions and the details, you know, you've got a little bit of Jag in the front grille, a little bit of TVR in the setting of the lights. Very British inspired, basically. These are powered by BMW engines, so the MF4 would have had the 4.8 liter V8 from the 5 Series. Or the X5 series as well, of the same vintage. And the MF5 actually had the V10 from the E60 M5. So you got a choice between like high 300s all the way to high 300 horsepower range all the way up to 500 horsepower. I believe there was well, obviously prior versions had less powerful engines. The power went up on these as BMW upped the power on their own engines, literally. So yeah, another one of an oddball, but something that's a little bit more known now, has a little bit more and it's not my only representative. I've shown a pullback of this vehicle before. We have here the Gumpert Apollo. So this is the base Apollo, which is still between 500 and 600 horsepower, somewhere in that range. So that's the least powerful version. And this is like the earlier version as well of the vehicle. So again, all the details: lens fronts, lensed rears, sorry, big wing, splitter, the gull wing doors that are awesome. In a nice metallic blue. This is literally like the launch spec of this vehicle when it was shown. And the wheels, they actually made an effort to reproduce the wheels that would have been on this vehicle in real life, which I do appreciate. Nice little supercar. These had the twin turbo Audi V8s, so really cool and aggressively styled vehicles. Love the top view on these, as I mentioned when I showed the pullback version in white that I have. All right, we're getting to the end of the vehicles I want to show you here. Second to last would be this nice little oh, and yeah, some of these do come with a tiny little catalog of what was available at the time, which is always cool. I like those little inserts, those little bonuses, basically. So 2 or 3 of these have a little catalog on the bottom, but I'll show you the full-size catalog in a couple minutes here. So yeah, Gallardo Polizia livery. It's a car that actually exists. Lamborghini did give Lamborghini Gallardo and now Huracan to the Italian Polizia to allow for high-speed chases on the autostrada when needed. So it's nicely done. The wheels are accurately reproduced. We're talking about the wheels that you know, they're nice, but they really do show, unfortunately, in silver that there's lacking in detail. I'll probably have to do like the Land Cruiser that I showed you in my latest haul video. I'll probably have to show you before and after of a little Sharpie modification. Either way, very cool. There's no opening parts on this one. However, you do have front and rear lensed lights. Very accurate paint job. Nice light bar on the roof. Yeah, it's really nice car. I like police cars, so this one specifically, in views of the fact that it is an existing vehicle and whatnot, it is an actual vehicle that exists. I find pretty cool. And my second to most recent purchase of a Siku be this one. Again, staying in the theme, right? Polizei VW Transporter. And this is a T6. 6th gen of the model. Gone all the way back to the microbus in the 40s. So this is the current one, what it looks like right now, in police spec. Super nice. I mean, it's well done. And I love Volkswagen Transporters and Eurovans we had here. You know, surprisingly good handling, very stable at higher speeds, even if it's a brick on wheels. And so spacious, you know, very well thought out use of space to maximize it. So I've always been a fan of these, especially when they finally came out with the VR6 engine. That was a much needed power adder, and at the same time gave you a really nice sound. So there you go. I'm not sure if there's open. Yeah, the trunk opens on this one. Yep, and there is a trunk, a hitch in the back. There are your rear details. Here's your front details. Yeah, so very nice piece. I'm happy to have found that one. And yeah, as mentioned, did manage to pick up the Siku catalog for 2022 at the same store where I normally pick up these Sikus when they're not bought online. And I mean, you know, we're talking about licensing. They're all licensed products, and look at the amount of licensing. Look at the amount of licenses these guys have. It's incredible, the variety of vehicles that are offered by Siku. I'll just show you a couple of examples, basically. So you've got example, some sets and singles here. So these are the Siku Super and the Siku World. You'll notice here, Challenger I showed you before on top. Nice Mopar set here that's very, very popular. I've not seen. I may have seen it once in store, but it's not very common. Yep. So you can see basically all the new stuff. BMWs, Audis. You've got some box sets, some older VWs. You know, it's a very comprehensive line. They have a lot, basically a lot of nice vehicles. Obviously, most of them are going to be European, but they have a fair selection of. Also, you know, a little bit of Japanese. Like example casting, I'm really happy. I'm really happy to see in their lineup is the new GTR Nismo that came out. Everybody's doing. It seems like every single the diecast manufacturer is doing the GTR Nismo. Not gonna complain about it because I love the car, but it's kind of funny to see. But I mean, yeah, you have like race cars, and you know, you see the Lotus down there in green that I showed you just before. You know, Bugatti Veyron, and you see the Gumper Polo also on top here. Yeah, you know, a nice variety of cars. Porsches galore. Just trying to see something. Here's more box sets as well. See the set on top here. I almost bought one of these sets. It was actually a Porsche Cayenne as opposed to a Macan, and it was a Carrera GT on the trailer instead of the Gumper Polo. And yeah, I didn't buy it because, well, one, the price was really high, and two, it was the colors basically. It was a red Cayenne with a yellow Carrera GT. And I was like, ugh, I don't know, very McDonald'sy. So I didn't pick it up, and more or less regret it. Here's some 3-car sets that you can get. Pretty cool stuff. You know, they do. It's really fun. It's really fun that these lineups and whatnot. And they've got every kind of thing. You know, if you're into cop cars, you know, got a bunch of cop cars and related accessories. Fire or emergency breakdown vehicles. You got a bunch of those. You know, just a whole bunch of variety, basically, which I really find cool. I'm just trying to see if I can... I'm more or less into the construction stuff, but, I mean, at the end of the day... Oh, and here's your flatbed with the Wessman I showed you. Actually, you see the Wessman pretty well on this picture as opposed to in the packaging, so on the flatbed. And normally you've got 3 scales with Siku. You got 150. Well, actually, no, you got more than that, but I mean, the bigger ones are 150 and 187. I mean, you know, you've got construction vehicles. A lot of stuff. Big trucks like this, which I know diecast dude loves these sets. So shout out to diecast dude. Yeah, so Siku, really cool. Really cool brand, different, not super common over here in Canada, and I know that it's not very well known in the rest of North America either. Just skimming through the catalog, seeing if there's anything else that's worth that's worth. I don't want to go through the whole catalog. I mean, this is like a 40 or 50 page catalog there, and there's, you know, only so much time we want to spend there. But look, I think I'll leave it for today. So yeah, there you go. That's your little Siku presentation there with the catalog. Bunch of carded stuff, a couple loose ones. And hope you enjoyed this little showcase introduction to you know, the Siku brand. If this is something that you are not familiar with, or maybe just, you know, quick showcase in the case where you do know what the Siku brand is and have a few yourselves. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this little video. Don't hesitate to subscribe to be notified of future uploads on my behalf, and of course, please comment with your feedback. Let me know which one's your favorite. Let me know if you want more info on any of them. Be more than glad to provide that. So until next video, I will wish you a great day, and yep, that'll be all for me for today. So you take care, and bye-bye.